Aries, hello. I'm going to be doing a general love reading today. I'm using the Llewellyn deck, and I'll be doing a Celtic cross layout. And just to let you know, if it does resonate, and it might not resonate for everyone, but if it does resonate for you, then there will be an extended reading, and the information is in the box below. I'm also ready to do personal readings, and the information for that is also in the box below. All right, let's get started, Aries. Let you know that I don't do reversals, and also that the male and female cards in here, like the kings and queens, are more about the divine masculine and feminine energies, which are in all of us, so they're interchangeable in terms of genders. Okay, let's see what's going on here, Aries. Interesting stuff. I like to do the layout first, and then I will read the individual cards with you and do some clarifying. So, guiding you right now is the Queen of Cups. Now, I kind of feel this is actually a guide for you. Sometimes it's not, sometimes it's, a concept or something that's, coming your way. But in this case, I really feel strongly that there's a guide here for you. And it's just feminine energy. If somebody that's passed on, I could kind of feel her, a her, it is a her in this case. I can feel the energy even around me, very nurturing, very maternal. It's just a really, really concerned, maternal, nourishing energy. Okay, so I kind of feel like that's your guide right now. Above you right now is the Nine of Cups. Now, the Nine of Cups is kind of like the energies that are affecting you in, from the universe or from the world around you right now. Okay, so you can probably feel their effect. And the Nine of Cups is also, it is about wanting fulfillment, wanting something that, is really important to you on a heart level. It's kind of a, wish card, okay? In the past, I see the Hangman. So something has shifted your perspective here. So you may have been going along with a certain mindset up until this point, and then something, and it may be because this guide is here for you, because she is showing up for a reason, right? So she may be kind of, I don't know. I just get a really good feeling about her. But anyway, helping you shift your perspective. And I'm just going to do a clarifier on that and see what we get. So the King of Cups and the Queen of Cups. So that's interesting. So kind of shifting your perspective in putting that, I'm going to use the divine male energy here. So in putting yourself out into the world, like on the world stage sort of thing. So a way of doing that, and the perspective of doing that coming from the Queen of Cups, is doing it, from a caring heart place and a creative place, right? Because you've got the King of Swords on you now and the Page of Cups. And I'm going to draw another clarifier on those King of Swords here. You got the Four of Cups, the Seven of Cups, and the Ten of Pentacles. So the King of Swords that's on you right now, I'm not feeling too comfortable with that on you over the Page of Cups, because I kind of feel like you're, as the Page of Cups, emerging in this new energy, because you're, what you're at, what that energy above you is with the Nine of Cups, and with the Queen of Cups guiding you, and sort of trying, it's a different way of being in the world. And I feel like the King of Cups, I don't know, is interfering with that in some way. And don't know if that's a person or an energy. The cards I drew on it suggest that it's a counter energy, and that, the new things coming into your life are helping balance that out. So possibly that was a part of you that, was coming from a, I don't know, kind of an authoritative, critical kind of way of putting ideas into the world, putting your voice into the world, but with kind of a force and a power, and not necessarily maybe based on thoughts more than based on intuition and kind of heart-centered stuff. And now something's coming into, what you thought and what, how you sort of saw where you were going, because everything, you are in kind of a new place, and it is confusing for you, because what you're trying to build in your life is fulfillment on all levels, even, fulfillment in a world level as well. So that's, not always that easy, especially when you're, the Nine of Cups is over you. So I kind of feel like the Four of Cups is brought in a different energy that's challenging you to think about how to do what you're doing, So you've got the Nine of Cups, but then King of Swords. Then you've got the Queen and the King of Cups energy. So at the base, we've got the Six of Cups, the Four of Wands, and the Magician. So, this is awesome for your base. I think it's just awesome. I don't think that King of Cups thinking King of Swords thinking has a chance here, because everything around it is sort of getting rid of it, and we'll see where that goes. Yeah, I do see it here, because I see an ending of that cycle. So it's just kind of hanging around from old times, even though this new perspective is already entering into you. So I wouldn't worry about the King of Swords. I think that energy is dissipating as we speak, because you've got the Magician, the Four of Wands. So it's about committing to a much more playful, pure way of communicating, caring way of communicating, like children do, where they, it's much more, it's not skewed by fear, it's not skewed by, the worldly, interpreting, now I'm in the world and I have to act this way. They don't think that way. Kids don't think that way. They are just who they are. And, for them, life is all about experimenting, they're curious, and I think that's what's showing up here, and that's the kind of team that I kind of think you want to be on, and I think that's your wish card, your desire is to have that. And then the Magician is on here. The Four of Wands is about commitment, so being able to create that in your life, right? And understanding that the Ten of Pentacles includes, I'm just going to show you this, the Ten of Cups, it includes the Six of Cups, okay? So it's not just about practical things, like it's about how you do what you do. So it's not just what you do. And that's what the Magician is. So the Magician is very transformational here, and showing that commitment to this can come in a very different package than trying to be this grown up in the world sort of thing. Okay, and then in your near future, I see you regaining your balance, because the Empress is showing up here now, and I think that's your true nature. Whether you're male or female, the Empress, I believe, is your true nature. I think you have an amazing amount of resources and dreams and creativity and things to give the world and to put out there in a very in a caring, taking care of the world kind of way. And that's what the Empress is. And I think that's your card, and regaining your balance so that you can return to that. It's kind of like, you're ready to move and, create something new. Like, let's create something new. Let's not try to keep going backwards and, fix what was broken or bring that other energy in. Let's, and that's what I see you, as the Empress, sort of looking at it that way. Because the oldest, and I think this applies to the world period, because we've moved into the age of Aquarius now, which I think is quite different than where we were, and the cycle of the world has come to an end, and therefore the cycle of that King of Swords and that kind of ruling, that kind of being in the world, I believe is now ending as well, and it's going to be replaced by the Empress and the Queen of Cups energy. Okay, and this is not, this is male or female. And I think from, trying to go at it the other way was really hard on you. I think it took its toll. But you managed to get away from it. You managed to move through it, and you managed to take with you ideas and stuff that you learned from. And then I've got the Hermit on top of that, and use that as a way of lighting up your future path. So you've come out of with an immense amount of inner wisdom that can help you now light the path, so that the Ace of Swords, which is in your subconscious, is communicating through a really high truth, like the Excalibur sword type thing. And that is kind of what I see as your new way of navigating and getting your voice out into the world, is through the voice of truth and the Empress. So if you combine those two, and I've got the Two of Wands that I just drew on that. So once again, doing it in a way that is much more visionary, like intuitive, visionary, looking at the world from a very different perspective. As I say, what is my vision rather than what was and what it looks like, what is possible. Around you, you've got the Queen of Pentacles. So I think that is, in your life. I'm just going to draw. Okay, we've got the Justice card. So what you're putting out right now is going to be rewarded. And that's why the Justice card is there. So by moving through your moving into the outer world as the Empress, is still going to be rewarded in terms of you being able to, create a stable, secure, environment for you, as the Queen of Pentacles, right? So you do have a strong business sense, but it's a different perspective. So it's building a business that's coming from a different place, but equally as successful and equally as secure. And you can, financially it's going to be beneficial, because the universe there's Justice card here rewarding you for what you put out, which is, I say, the Nine of Cups is what you'll get back. Then the Nine of Swords is in a position of what you want. And I think now, moving through and having the Ace of Swords and the Two of Wands and starting to get the difference between them with the Magician and the Six of Cups, you're kind of anxious now to, like you really want to know. It's exciting. You want to get out there. But trying to figure out how to do it, which is in your outcome. I'm going to just draw another card on the Knight of Swords, because the Knight of Swords can have a bit of recklessness attached to it. And, I know you're a fire sign, so you're going, okay, I got it, and now I'm going to move on. So this is, the Temperance card is showing up here in terms of your hopes. And so hoping that can be, put in perspective and tempered by water, because she's the keeper of the well, and by nature, and by, caring, nurturing, patience, balance. And you do have the balance, so you have regained the balance. So that's a really good card to have there. And then as the outcome, we've got the Two of Swords. Now I'm going to go into that a little bit more in the extended reading, because I want to, draw an oracle to kind of end this reading. And we've got protection here for you, right? And protection is one of the sacred journey markers. So feeling protected, I think, because, the Justice is rewarding you and bringing you, as I said, a sense of financial stability and security, even as the old cycle comes to an end. Because what's on you now is the Ten of Pentacles. And so the Pentacles is creating that safety and that protection as you move forward. And as I say, we'll see what that Two of Swords is about in the decisions that you're going to be looking at. Okay, thanks very much, Aries. And maybe I'll see you in the extended. If not, I'll see you next week.